Hello. Gonna be a bit of a different one. So, missions. Right. The thing with missions is they can either be really good or absolutely dog shit. You want to know which ones are good and which ones aren't too great. So, I'm going to be doing a little run through the missions for you. First off, with the Sons of Horus, Chosen of the Four. First, you got to put Marines out, give them 10 marks of chaos. Then you get your Luperci. Honestly, not that great for... well, you're having to put a lot of effort in to get the mission. And only Sons of Horus troops get the marks of chaos. So honestly, it's not too great. I wouldn't bother running it. It did used to be pretty good for a while, but now it's not that good anymore. World Eater's mission, Chosen of Khorne. Not the best to be running right now. Angron can pull it off, but it takes a little while. And it's the same. World Eater's troops get bloodthirsty and +1/1. I run it on old Shabron Dar, which is better for that reason because of his ability dealing 1 damage to 3 other random units. So honestly, I wouldn't take Crimson Harvest for the World Eater's mission. Emperor's Children, Chosen of Slaanesh. I've done a few mission videos with this, like Eidolon and Fabius Bile, I think. Anyway, your Marines need to get punched 8 times. Cleave also does this as well, so if you're going up against a Draeger, it's kind of easy, but you've still got to watch out for the monkey. But your Warlord gets +1, and when one of your Marines gets damaged in combat, mark of chaos. It takes too long to get it off, and by the time I've got it off in my videos, the reward's minimal. There was once where the +1 got me the win, but the marks of chaos I really didn't need. Death Guard, Chosen of Nurgle. When Serob got released, people were running it on him, but it's really not that good. Poisonous 2 to your Death Guard troops. You've really got to work for it. I mean, you can play the standard 1-5 way of doing it with Frontline, but it's not really worth the reward if you're losing too many troops within the game. Iron Warriors, I think, is the only mission that is free, so you can play it and load your siege ability at the start of the game. I've played it with Narek Draeger. He's Legacy, so you won't be seeing that running around much. And the reward is draw a troop, lower its cost by 3. It's not that great, because Imperial Fists, their mission reward is generate a troop in your hand, it costs 3 less. You're having to draw troops, so eventually you're going to run out like the Custodians, but I'll get onto that later. I wouldn't take it, as you've got far better ways of playing Iron Warriors. Alpha Legion mission. I like it. It's a fun mission, especially against Titans, because it's an instant mission. But, yeah, you've got to rely on quite a bit of stun like they did with the old Alpha Legion. But it really helps supplement trap decks, and if you know what you're doing, you can pull it off. I've done it quite a few times. And, well, the reward is at the end of your turn, the enemy gets 2 traps in their deck. It's completely random, but with the old traps, you could have been stuffing multiple Seeds of Betrayal, an enemy within, to completely strip mine the enemy deck. It used to be obnoxiously strong if you got it to work. Night Lord mission, like, as you know, I don't really play Night Lords, but it's not really a viable mission because you've got Panoply of Slaughter, that gives your Warlord terror anyway, and, well, it's basically That Defenders of Caliban legendary during your turn. So I wouldn't take Night Lord mission, even if I were to be playing them. Thousand Suns. Very fun mission. I like playing it. It's great on Hathor Mat. If you've seen Teacher's Korax video, you will know this can be disgustingly powerful. And I have done the Echoes of the Past combo to get a second mission reward. It is filthy. I do recommend taking it where you can. I run it on my Magnus deck because there's nothing like getting multiple Psyker. Like, you can go from 1 to 3 with the Blade of Ananatra, and you get this Psyker 3 on top, so another copy with Echoes of the Past is an extra 6 on top of your 3, giving you Psyker 9, which you can do some crazy shit. If you have 2 Unleash Minds, and you create 2 Mind Wraths, you're going to have the psychic energy to focus twice. And say if you're up against Iron Warriors, and there's 2 Herald of Ruins out, I don't know why there would be, but you play that on one of them, and you see you've got the other one that is reduced in cost because of, I think it's a Motep? I'm not too sure. The guy who procs Arcana and reduces your tactics in cost. And you play the focus. Yeah, you can do some bullshit with Unleash Mind. I do recommend taking it where you can. Word Bearers. Chosen of the Gods. Mainly you take this on Erebus with another mission card I will come to later. And double mission Erebus is straight cancer, because he can just start killing his shit, getting energy back for it. It used to be a revamped drill site on top of refilling his energy for the troop he's killed. Now, you can focus cultists to get both this and another mission off, but it also works on your Wordbearer Marines or anything else you put in play. Mainly take this on Erebus. That's my advice. Ruinstorm will be getting rotated very soon, and I don't think they'll be reworking them. So this will be... do you know what? I don't actually... It may go to Legacy with, even though it's Titan Death. It's a mission card, so who knows? But Lord of Chaos, Mutations. I do like playing Mutations. They're fun. But you've really got to work for it. The reward... Fill your board with Ruinstorm demons. You could get completely dog shit, or you could get absolutely immaculate demons. But it's a roll of the dice, really. Anything else for it? Not really. Say like your Harbingers of Decay and your big Great Unclean ones, they can really benefit from this mission. With all the mutations, you're just body stacking, and it can get out of hand. Titans, they do not have a mission. So, for the Loyalists, we're on to Iron Hands. Sons of Medusa. Brilliant mission. People play this on Ferrus, I don't know why, but props to you if you do. This is mainly a mission for Cardosia, because he can generate vehicles for 1 energy, if you have nothing out. But early game, you're not really going to be having much on the board. So, all you have to do is deal damage with an Iron Hands vehicle 6 times. Bearing in mind, if you give a Mark of Nurgle to an Iron Hands vehicle, it gets Poisonous 1. That Poisonous 1 also counts as a mission ping. Keep that in mind. The reward, your vehicles cost 3 less, and you can do some bullshit with it. Very fun overall. I do love the Iron Hands as a faction for gaming. Salamander's mission, Sons of the Forge. Really, if you're going to play a mission Salamander's deck, you're going to want to take Solar Pattern, but I'll get to that later. Sons of the Forge, you need in your hand at the start of the game both Kaiser Lane and Lord Malkiel, both legendary cards. You need to put Kaiser Lane or Malkiel out turn 1 and make sure they stay alive, which is very hard to do. So you've got to keep them alive for 6 whole turns after your first. And +1/+2 to your infantry and Astartes. It can snowball eventually, but like I made it work once with Numion against Angron, and well, I ended up pulling the 6 energy Space Wolves, put 3 Marines in at a certain cost or less, and I got a load of 2 energy drop pod dudes that come back to your hand. So really, this mission relies on a lot of cheese, and it's not really that great. Raven Guard mission, Sons of the Shadow. Deal damage to a sentenced enemy 12 times. Gareth Arendi, he loves this mission. His inbuilt ability, give sentence 1 to a unit. If it's a troop, deal 1 damage to it. And, well, you mainly take Solak squads. You can just drop them, deal 2 damage, and the sentence pings. Stuff usually dies quite a lot with that, because if you're pinging with Arendi on a troop, you're doing 5 energies worth of stuff, and you're dealing 5 damage. The thing dies, it comes back to your hand to do it all over again. And also you're reducing your mission. Raven's Vengeance, sentence 1 to everything. So, yeah, you can start pinging with Marauder squads and do some peak bullshit. It's mainly like a fast finisher mission. It's how Raven Guard play, stealth assaults, ambush attacks. But yeah, that's really it. Space Wolves, Sons of Fenris. I haven't seen too many people run this. It's mainly Wormdrake and Legacy that runs this. But the people who I have played against and they've ran it, they have got it off, but it was too little too late. Like, they got maybe 1 punch in with a troop and gave +1/1 to something else. And so like a turn later, I ended up finishing the game. And, well, the reward, your Warlord gains Pack. As you know, Pack triggers when something that doesn't have that exact Pack ability on it punches. So, yeah, it's really not too great right now, but it used to be disgustingly good. Custodian mission. I don't actually have that. So, True Firstborn. Start your turn with a Custodes troop in play 5 times. Your reward, you draw a card, and if it's a Custodes, you just put it in play. People who I've played against that have ran this have ended up running out of Custodians, and also the Custodians being on the board, they're having their hands strangled with card draw, so they're eventually running out. Now, if it's a Custodian mirror match, you're kind of screwed, because they can play against that. They can let you get your notches off when they want to, and they can also make you draw the rest of your stuff from your deck and eventually strangle you out. So I wouldn't play this if I had it. I would just stick to like my vehicle mission Valdor that I did for Mechanicum, but I will get to that later. Right, Ultramarines mission. This used to be peak cringe and cancer. Like, even Ignatius can vouch for that. So basically, you're just spamming Marines, and at the end of your turn, you get a Legionary Packsaw. It's this dude. He's a bit different from the old Censured squad, where they generate a theoretical in your hand for you. Now, your units gets +1 until your next turn. But yeah, you've got Ultramarines are still like a ticking time bomb, even though the time bomb's gotten a lot slower. You've still got to watch out for it, though, because you can be swarmed by 4/4s too fast if they are allowed to get their mission off. Blood Angels. They are receiving a rework very soon with the White Scars, so I don't know how this mission is going to hold up after I've told you about it once the rework happens. Grieving Pain. You've got to trigger Requiem 5 times on a troop. Sanguinius can do this. I've made a pretty hot Sanguinius deck that does his Reckoning and the mission. I've also got Blading Carmine in there to do double Requiem pings, and with this, on Sanguinius, it makes it like 4 Requiem pings in a turn on him. So, yeah, you've got quite a few ways of doing this, and it's a really good mission to take. I use it on Sanguinius and Meros. Rolderon you can do, but he's more the drop pod focus warlord, if you ask me. White Scars, or do a Jagatai. Trigger Streak 10 times, so you got to play a card and then play a card with Streak. So you're eating through your cards. Jangsai used to be a shitter with this, because it used to be 8. And the Warhawks Council, when you trigger Streak, draw a card and lower its cost by 1. I mean, all well and good. White Scars are very fast as it is, so you are slowing yourself down a little playing the mission, but it's scummy. It used to be, but now barely anyone plays this, so I wouldn't take it if I were you. Dark Angels have 2 missions, but one's considered a tactic. Forbidden Secret mission. You choose a quest, and once you've completed it, you can choose a Secret of War and add it to your hand. So, a Secret of War, you've got multiple. You've got a Secret of Santales, Broken Wings, something Claws. Like, Cross would be able to tell you all of this fluently. But the buffs are very powerful you can get. I like Santales the most. Reduce all your troops in your hand and deck by 4. And it can pretty well overwhelm you. Say like with Invincible Reason, dropping 2 Cenobiums and a Deathwing Bodyguard. Yeah, it's crazy. But you've got 3 options of getting to the secret. You've got either put in play 3 troops with 6 or more attack, which I like doing. That's the Judgment build. I did a red loss meta for that. You have trigger Quest 3 times. Flank Aliceri loves that stuff. I recommend, if you're doing that one, play Aliceri. And the healing one, that went from 3 to 4. So people don't really play that anymore. It's mainly the 6 attack or more, or triggering quest. And you can get a really powerful reward from this, so yeah, I do recommend taking Forbidden Secret wherever you can. Scions of the First. I like to run this on Nemiel. Cross sent me a good Raven mission deck. And you choose a wing, so choose the Raven wing, put in 5 Raven wing troops, and you get the Cola. And that gives you +1/1 to your troops in hand. And what that does is it stacks and stacks and stacks on the stat stacking faction. And it can snowball out of hand pretty fast. It's a good mission, but it's circumstantial. Imperial Fists, Sons of Dawn. You got to start with 4 frontline Marines. Well, start with the frontline Marine 4 times. And like I said, it's a better reward than the Iron Warriors mission. But apart from that, it's practically the same, really. You have the Sisters of Silence mission. What is that? Yeah, put in play a flanking troop and have it attack and die. And your rallies trigger twice. With old stuff, like the old mortar teams that used to just have a rally and pump out like 4 damage, it became scummy. But there's not much powerful rally troops in the game right now to abuse that stuff with. And say like you had a 4/4 with rally, it had flank, they have a sisters troop that does this. And if you have an enemy troop that's got a higher attack, it gains sneak attack. There's no need to gain sneak attack twice. So it can be good and bad at the same time. Now, Agents of the Sigillite, Chosen of Terror. Create a seal 6 times in your deck, and then you can end up drawing the seals from your deck once you get it off. People play this on the ex-Ultramarine Psyker, Tylos Rubio. I don't recommend playing Malcador, even though you mainly take this mission with Malcador. Like, Zermol makes a pretty good Malcador deck, the admin mode, but I just have no luck with Malcador. Every game is a loss, even if I get the mission off and his Reckoning. Blackshields. You've got to outnumber your opponent at the start of your turn 3 times. Basically, you choose what reinforcements you get, and it comes back at the end of your turn. Not too great now, but it used to be pretty good. You used to be able to easily outnumber your opponents with the old stealth mechanic, because it was perma-stealth and not losing it at the start of your turn before the Shadow and, well, before the Raven Guard rework. Defenders of Caliban don't have a mission, so we're onto the Night Houses. Basically, increase your attack by 1 and then punch 5 times. And yeah, it's mainly a melee knight reward. It's nothing really too complex. It's pretty monkey and brain dead. Anyway, neutrals. Solar Pattern. Like I says, you can play this on Numion. Like, a lot of Salamander players use this if they have it. Like, I ran it on Kargos a year ago. I made my own Blood Pact style gaming, and you've got to have 2 Solar Auxilia troops or more at the start of your turn 3 times. Lord Marshal, it can be either a really good mission reward or a really shit one. There's been times where I've pulled Ignis Vinsict from it, and there's been times where I've pulled the 1-2 Medicae dude, and it's like, why the fuck do I need him? Like, when you have no troops out on the board and it gives you a 1-2 with frontline, you want to shoot yourself. But it can be really good, but it can be really bad, so take it if you want. Mechanicum Mission Machine Spirit. Attacking with vehicles 8 times. I run this on Verosian with my Emperor's Children. Jangsai runs this as well. Like, he swapped from Ordo of Jagatai to Machine Spirit because White Scars have a lot of vehicles with flank and fast. But, yeah. You want to kind of empty your hand, get your mission reward, and then play it, because you fill your hand with Mechanicum vehicles, and they cost 5 less. You can get stuff like Abominable Intelligence that costs 9, and it drops down to 4. I also like the big tank that has backlash, and you put in 2 other things at a certain cost or less. But pretty self-explanatory. Bash with vehicles, get more vehicles. And finally, the Chaos mission, Sacrificial Pawn. This is the other mission I like running on Double Mission Erebus. It's pretty scummy because you can just sacrifice your Chaos Infantry, and, well, the reward is, at the start of your turn, put in play 2 Cultists and give them flank, any cost. So you can get, like, Cygnus Demagogues. I know they're only 3-5, but they're 5-cost Cultists, or even an Insurgent Leader, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, it can snowball. I like running this on Blotara because just drop 2 Cultists beside her, punch with her, and they get flank and send them to die. And you can get your Cultist Uprising off pretty easily. I do recommend picking this up if you don't have it and you can get it. But yeah, apart from that, I think that's it. So I'll see you later.